Hi, we're Carolyn and Jerry Keener. We retired from the school district in '89 and went on a trip. Came back after trying to find a place that we were going to volunteer in our second life, and saw that there was a notice that they were going to form a Habitat affiliate. So we contacted them and started volunteering in their first little office. And the first person to answer the phone in those days was Terry McDonald's mother. Baptist Church ended up giving us an office, and we collected all sorts of used desks and all sorts of things to fill this little room, and we were there several years. The group that started it was led by Grant Mortensen, and his mother-in-law had sent him a notice from her article from the Reader's Digest about it, and it turned them on, and they got some other friends from Springfield, and they got some clergy involved. They were the ones that originally started the affiliate.
At that point, the agreement was, because it was Springfield, Eugene, that we would build a house in Springfield and then one in Eugene and back and forth. But the reason it was Springfield, Eugene was that the majority of the original people that did it were from Springfield, and they wanted the notoriety that Springfield was as important as Eugene. Well, it wasn't long before I was asked to be on the board, and accepted that. And during my 6 years, I was vice president and then president for 3 years. At that point, we were 100% volunteer. We did everything, whether we knew what we were doing or not. During that period of time, Carolyn ran the office for 3.5 years, and we were so excited when we were finally able to raise our first $30,000 to build our first house for Bill Purcelli. And that was in East Springfield. Oh, I remember that one because particularly in that we thought we were being so smart after we'd put the insulation under the floor that we were going to cover it. So because we were expecting a rain shower. Well, we had more than a rain shower. It just poured, and we had quantities of water sitting between
the trusses,
floor trusses,
and it broke the lath underneath.
Yeah.
Back in those days, we used to crawl underneath the house on our backs and staple the lath between the trusses, and it broke all those, and so we had to take it all out and start over again.
After that, after my 6 years on the board, we were able to get out and do some RV caravan for Habitat. And in the process, I have had the pleasure, both Carolyn and I have, of building in 15 states across the U.S. and in 5 countries, including 2 of Jimmy Carter builds in the Philippines and South Korea. In the Philippines, and we wanted to build a house in honor of my mother, who was a real social activist in Idaho. And so we had sent out letters to friends and family asking them at Christmas time to give us a donation rather than a gift for it. And we ended up raising enough money for actually 3 houses in the Philippines. And we also took our own work crew with us, which included our attorney, a nurse, my aunt and my sister, that we went along, and we built this house
with the crew.
With the crew there too, and that was a great experience. And we have a plaque from Jimmy Carter thanking us for our effort.
The interesting thing in their building, that they had 2 tools. They had a machete and they had a hammer, and that's what you used.
One of the real highlights that I had in construction is that over these years, our church, Central Presbyterian Church, has been sponsor or co-sponsor of 5 Habitat houses, which I've had the pleasure of supervising from the ground up. And that was a great experience, getting so many volunteers involved and seeing the excitement of the families throughout that period of time. So that was a real plus. Well, one of the exciting things to me, always, and even more so today, is that getting other people involved in the movement. And it's been really pleasing, the number of retired educators that have joined in working with us here, including Dennis Arndt, who is a past president, and numerous others. But I think that's been just great to see that they too have gotten the excitement.
And we became that we really didn't have an identity. People would talk to us, they didn't talk about us, they'd say, what about Habitat?
Oh yeah, still today.
That's our identity. Hooray for Habitat!
30 years later, we're here. And
We're no
great.
longer Springfield, Eugene, and we've
No.
expanded
And we understand that.
our community, and our
Yes.
community grows, and it has grown worldwide. It's just great.
We hope it goes another 30 years.